This is a recap for the ES Runner Euro Runner trading systems for July the 11th, 2012. This is going to be a very brief video. Today was FOMC meeting. This is one of the three largest news releases in the world. The market prior to this major release is extremely choppy and should not be traded on. As I show you here, we get the next day here, next week, excuse me. Today's the 11th of July. You had the FOMC meeting minutes at 2 o'clock. The lead up to this is a market that is range bound and choppy and should not be traded on, ever. Every 6 to 8 weeks, FOMC has their meeting minutes. Approximately, I think it's every 6 or 7 weeks. Back on May the 16th, April the 3rd, February the 12th, and so forth. As it says here, scheduled 8 times per year. They announce. It is a detailed record of the FOMC's most recent meeting, providing in-depth insights into the economic and financial conditions that influence their vote on where to set interest rates. It has a gigantic move in the market afterwards, but beforehand it should not be traded on. It's very choppy. So this morning, I know some traders took trades, which I really wish they didn't. I have to be more explicit in stating to people just what news releases they should not trade prior to. One of them is FOMC, as it was today. Non-farm payrolls is another one. Federal funds rate is another one. ECB minimum bid rate is another one. The pound bank rate is another one. ECB press conference is one that you got to be a little bit wary of. But the first 5 I just mentioned, those 5 are ones which you should not trade prior to that morning. Wait for the news to come out and then trade afterwards. Okay. So if we go back here and look at the the ES. The ES had a very bad morning. It was very choppy again because of this. We go back to the 5 o'clock system. 5-minute candles for the pre-market. And what you'll see here is that it was a very, very choppy morning, a morning where there was certainly not profit made, and it's nearly impossible to make money on a build up to that. There's positions being covered long and short all over the place, and those positions, those large orders never fall through. Because of that, you have very difficult trading. Here at take a look here in the morning. There was also the German bond yield bond auction. That's not really a big deal. All right, so this morning, starting trades from 3 o'clock in the morning, you had a short here, which very quickly went against it. That lost. On the arrow in the triangle here appears when the smart line goes flat. You close your position immediately at this open price, which means this trade lost about 2 points. Okay, right here. This long quickly goes down, and you do the same thing. You close the position immediately when the red triangle appears. The opposite direction triangle appears here, the same way it did here. That's when the smart line goes flat for 5 periods. Okay, when this happens, when you take a trade, you get out of the trade immediately. You lost 2 points in this trade, lost 2 points in this trade. Sprint comes in here, almost makes its 8 ticks, but doesn't. Gets taken out of the red triangle here. That is a break even. Scalp comes in here, taken out of the red triangle, loss of 2. Scalp comes in here, makes money, it makes 2. So now we're down 2, break even, pretty much break even, up to. So far in the morning, we're down, a number of points. And then at 9 o'clock here, Sprint comes in, goes against it by about 4 or 5 ticks. See from open here, 37 up to 38 and a quarter, goes against it 5 ticks, but actually does make its pre-market 8 tick profit from here to there, makes 8 ticks. So now we're getting back to where we're maybe only a little bit down from pre-market, and then we go here to 9:30, and if we took a look at the 9:30 candles, the 9:30 system, it didn't fare all that well either. The only time that I'm taking profit for today is after the federal funds rate, when a trade came in about 20 minutes after it. That made 8 ticks on a scalp that I called out to the room. Other than that, I told traders when I came in the room at 8:30, 8:45 to not take any trades at all until the FOMC meeting was past us. Going back, just take a look at it here though, from 9:30 on. $10 here, 9:52 in the morning comes along. It doesn't make its 8 ticks. As you can see, it made about 5 and then fell down. Then a short came in and made up to 1 point that went against it. This is just a choppy market going up and down 8 points, up and down 7 points. The daily range prior to FOMC was 9 points today. 9 points before FOMC. 9 points up until 2 o'clock in the afternoon. That's why you don't trade it. Here you can see along at 12:02, we wouldn't take trades between 12 and 1, but this trade went up 2 ticks, fell down 3 points. This was the entire afternoon before FOMC. And then this trade here went short, but it went sideways, 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 sideways until FOMC came out and boom, things dropped. And then 20 minutes outside of that, a sprint came in. I told the room to not take this trade because I didn't feel comfortable yet taking it. It was only 18 minutes outside of news. But then when the second scalp came in on top of the sprint, which is 2 confirmations in a row of more sellers and buyers, I told the room to take this trade. It was definitely a good trade to take. And the entry here went down and made 8 ticks of profit. And that was the only trade of the day. Back here, 3:45 in the afternoon, was a trigger price and then 4 chase prices, all of which were greater than 2 points worse in price than the trigger. Therefore, they're not to be taken by the rookie trading rules. They're too large of a chase on a trade, so no one got in this trade. As you can see, had they got into it up here somewhere, prices fell against them very fast. So 8 ticks of profit were made today. On the euro, same thing for the euro. The euro had a very choppy day, and the euro had no profit to be made prior to the market until the FOMC. And we stopped taking trades on the euro at 12 o'clock, so there's no trades taken after 12. There was no trades taken before 12. The euro had a very choppy up and down day. It had some trades that made profit, like this one here made us 20 pips. This one did not. This one did, but this was the FOMC meeting right there. So all in all, this was a day you don't trade on the euro. So that's the profit for the 11th of July, 2012. So far, the systems have still maintained a success rate of over 85%. The ES has averaged over a little bit over 9 points a day in profit, about 3.5 points of pre-market, about 6 points of regular trading hours. The Euro's averaged about 45 pips a day between 2 a.m. and 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I look forward to seeing you in the room. I hope you become a trial member. These systems are legitimate. They make money. They're not BS. They don't curve fit. There's no cherry picking. They manage and qualify and analyze and monitor the order flow on the bid and ask side, analyzing and dissecting the volume, determining which side is greater than the other, and using advanced algorithms to determine when to get into trades based on order flow and volume, which is what matters. What matters is order flow and volume, not past indicators that do nothing. Hope to see you in the room. Thank you very much. You can contact me at go to my website, that is, at www.es-runner.com. You can reach me on email at info@es-runner.com. Thanks very much.